In 1975, a young Kodak engineer built the world's first digital camera. It didn't need film. It didn't need chemicals. It could capture a moment with light alone and store it forever. Kodak had the future in its hands, and then they buried it. That single decision would turn a $30 billion empire into dust. For most of the 20th century, Kodak wasn't just a company, it was the company. Photography was life. Weddings, vacations, birthdays, even war, all captured on Kodak film. The phrase, "a Kodak moment," became part of everyday culture. And film sales made Kodak billions. In 1975, Steven Sasson, a 24-year-old electrical engineer, was experimenting with a brand new sensor called a CCD. He rigged up a prototype camera, a lens from a Super 8 movie camera, some circuit boards, and a cassette tape to store the data. The contraption was the size of a toaster, and it took black and white photos at a resolution of just 0.01 megapixels. But it worked. The first true digital camera in history. Excited, Sasson presented it to Kodak executives. Their reaction? They laughed. They dismissed it as cute. And then they asked the question that would doom Kodak. Why would anyone ever look at a photo on a television screen? Kodak executives quickly realized what this invention meant. If digital cameras caught on, their billion-dollar film business would vanish. Rather than embrace the future, they locked the prototype away. Digital photography would not see daylight, at least not at Kodak. But technology doesn't wait. In the 1980s and 90s, companies like Sony, Canon, and Fujifilm began investing in digital cameras. By the late 1990s, the digital revolution was unstoppable. Yet Kodak clung to its film business, desperate to protect the golden goose. Only in the early 2000s did Kodak seriously enter the digital market. But by then, the giants had already claimed the field. Kodak's sales collapsed. Its once iconic brand became a punchline. From over 140,000 employees, the company shrank to a fraction of its size. And in 2012, Kodak, the company that had defined photography for over a century, filed for bankruptcy. Kodak didn't fail because it lacked innovation. It failed because it was too afraid to let go of its past. This is the innovator's dilemma. Protect today's profits or embrace tomorrow's disruption. Kodak chose the past, and the future moved on without them. Kodak killed its own invention, but they weren't the only giant who missed the future. Nokia once ruled the phone world, and lost it all overnight. That's next. Now I want to hear from you. Which founder, company, or rise and fall story should we cover next? Drop your ideas in the comments, and it might just become the next episode of The Founder Files.